Alright, what's up guys? Today I'm going to be playing a game called Rogue Command. This is the demo, the game is not out yet. This game is pretty sweet. I will explain the game as we play it, but basically this is an RTS combined with a roguelike. So it's like an RTS, but instead of just playing normal missions like in a regular RTS, you do runs where you change your units as you play. So like you choose, this is a card. They call it a card. It's unlock a unit or a building, basically. I guess theoretically they're all unlock buildings, but some of them produce units and some of them don't. And yeah, your aim is to complete this many different fights. So you have 6 fights, at the end of which you win the whole run. You have basic fights. This is like a special fight, and then there's a boss fight at the end. Yeah, so we're gonna take a look at our first card. So at the moment, our deck contains just Crystal Harvester, which is the workers that make money, and Robo Rush Beacon, which is an AOE building that gives your units rush, which is bonus movement speed. And these things are like creep from StarCraft, so they like spread more of themselves. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is pick a card. We're going to need to get a unit. It only offers you units at the start. So we're going to pick a unit, basically, to be our starting unit. I personally think the Robo Micro is really good. It's super cheap, it's kind of garbage, but it combos really nicely with a bunch of other stuff that Robos do. So it has 2 times damage against targets with bounty. You will see that bounty is a thing that Robos do quite a lot of. As you can see here, the Robo Marine has a bounty grenade, which puts a bounty on a bunch of enemy units. Bounty is enemies take 25% more damage and they drop crystals when they die. Robo Micro also does 2 times damage against things with bounty. So I'm going to take the Robo Micro. I really like Robo Micro. However, Robo Micro is really good because he combines with a bunch of things that Robos do. He himself is not that good. So I'm going to go for here my choices are Upgrade, which upgrades one of the cards. If you look at the units / cards, each of them has 2 upgrade slots where you can get bonuses. Or I can do get another card. I'm going to do get another card because I think the Robo Micro isn't great on his own, but he combos really nicely with a lot of things. So these are not great to go with Robo Micro. We've got gigantic sight range, scan an area. This is not great. You don't really need the information that badly, so being able to scan is not very useful. Robo Medic is pretty good, but obviously is not good with Robo Micro because he has low hit points. So healing the Robo Micro is kind of whatever. So the most reasonable choice is the Marine, because he has the Mark Grenade. If you give things bounty, the Robo Micros do double damage to them. So we're gonna go Robo Marine. Now this is upgrade versus starting crystals. Starting crystals is how much money you start the game with. Your refinery, which makes crystal harvesters, costs 500. You have to make this at the start of every game before you can do anything else. So the more starting crystals you have, the more you can do after making your refinery. I quite like starting crystal. I think that's a good upgrade, so I'm going to go with that. And then this is a fight. So we're going to do a fight. So this is the first mission. The first mission is super easy. So we start with our engineer. This is the little builder guy. This is like your avatar, basically. If he dies, then a drop pod triggers, which is here, which stuns all enemies for 15 seconds, gives you 500 crystals, gives you 5-minute engineer battery. I'm not sure actually what that is. I don't know what engineer battery is. It gives you plus 5-minute engineer battery apparently. And you get 2 units from each of your factories for nothing. So if you're in trouble, suiciding your engineer into combat can actually be a pretty good strategy. But once you run out of drop pods, you lose the game. So you obviously need to be pretty careful with how many times you let your engineer die. The reason I'm running the engineer around is you can attack the terrain. So like this tree, I can kill this tree. This tree won't do anything when it dies, but some of the trees, when they die, they will give you crystals. You can tell because they tend to have like a little blue glow to them. So I'm basically looking for, at the moment I'm looking for, oh dear, that's the enemies. I'm looking for trees that will have money in them. These are pretty basic enemies. This is because it's level 1. But they will still beat my engineer if I let them fight it out. I can't actually see, oh here's a crystal tree. You see it has like blue lines coming up from it. That's how you know it has crystals inside it. So we're going to destroy the crystal tree, get the crystals, and we'll get ourselves a Robo Rush Beacon, and we'll get ourselves a Marine Barracks. The Robo Micros are not going to be as good on the first level as the Marines will. This one has green lines, that means it drops a healing orb, or possibly multiple healing orbs. Yeah, it drops a couple of healing orbs. Alright, so we're going to get the Robo Micro Barracks as well now. This game has tab to select all construction buildings, which is pretty useful, and F2 to select all military units, which makes the game pretty easy to play, honestly. Like, the hotkeys make the game very easy to play. So we're going to get all our guys. We've got our Rush Beacon here. This regenerates mana. When it gets to 10, you can use Rush Beacon, which makes a new Rush Beacon. So very much like Creep in Zerg, in StarCraft 2 or StarCraft 1. StarCraft Universe, I should say. Yeah, you can spread these out. They make you faster, just like Creep does for Zerg. And they make more copies of themselves. So anyone who's played StarCraft 2 or seen StarCraft 2 will know about Creep tumors, which spread creep and then they spread themselves. That's basically what the Robo Rush Beacon is. Alright, so we've got a small army, but the first mission's pretty easy, so we're going to go push out. Now, this is our first ability. That's the Mark Grenade that gives enemy units bounty. When you give enemy units bounty, your micro machines do double damage to them. So yeah, this is these two units combine pretty well together. We give them bounty, our little guys do double damage. You can even give bounty to buildings, so we'll give both these buildings bounty. And you win the mission by destroying all production structures that your opponent has, or the AI has. This is a crystal silo. If you kill this, you get more crystals. But it's not a lot of crystals, and it's kind of whatever. Once you push into your opponent's base enough that you can destroy the silos, you might as well just kill their buildings and win the game. So we're going to kill these two. Once these two are dead, we will win the mission. Like so. Very easy, the first mission. It's almost impossible to lose it. So we get 50 coins for that. Coins is up here. Coins are used in the shop. We won't go to a shop yet, but later on in the run, hopefully I'll show you what a shop does. But basically, you spend crystals, you get effects. Pretty simple. Okay, so we're gonna do. So we're gonna look at the route we can take and work out what we want to do. I like starting crystal a lot. I quite like upgrade, so we might go upgrade this starting crystals. Yeah, we'll do an upgrade. I also get to show you guys what an upgrade is like. So here's an upgrade. You pick one of these and you put it onto a... Oh, wrong button. You pick one of these. You pick one of these and you put it onto a card in your deck that it works on. So we've got Bigger Radius, which increases radius of skills and attacks by 50%. Bombing Surprise. When your unit dies, there's a 50% chance to spawn 2 bomb creeps. These guys are kind of whatever. They're fine. And Faster Charge, which adds mana recharge. So of these 3, the one that I like the most is Bigger Radius on the Robo Rush Beacon, because that makes the area that you get rush in much larger. So we're going to do that. We're going to go for coins, and we're going to get starting crystals. I like starting crystals a lot, because it's an RTS type game, so when you're playing an RTS, snowballing is pretty important. Starting with more crystals makes it easier to snowball. So we'll build our crystal mill. This here is a good example of something that obviously gives you crystals. This is a rock that drops crystals when it dies. So we're going to destroy that, get some crystals. I'm going to get the marine barracks ASAP here, so that I can start using marines to scout as well. There we go, the marine barracks. Now this one here stuns when you destroy it. I'll just show you an example. I'll kill it off so you can see. There you go, it dies, and the things nearby are stunned. So you can use the environmental effects when you kill those things in combat. It's quite tricky to do though. It's quite difficult to get the things to line up nicely, but that is something you can do. There's a fair few environmental effects. There's the stun, there's the healing orbs, there's crystals. There's one that drops like an AOE slow that persists for quite a long time. I'm gonna get the rush beacon now, because running around without rush is the worst. You basically want to go everywhere with rush if you can, and you want to try and spread your rush beacons over to the other side of the map, so that when you're fighting, all your units always have rush. I'm actually going to build a second rush beacon, because then you can spread faster as well. They're also really good tanks, like they have 100 hit points. And if you put them in front of your units, then enemies will attack them first, so they can absorb damage for you. Okay, so let's get the Robo Micro Barracks. This game also very much like... Oh. Why is my guy stopped? Okay. I thought I'd crashed or something, but my Robo Marine had just stopped on the slope. Okay, so we're going to get Robo Micros to combo with our Robo Marines. Yeah, so what I was going to say is, like Slay the Spire and Monster Train, this game is going to have higher... When you win a run, you will unlock a higher difficulty, basically. Like, so in Slay they're called Ascensions, in Monster Train they're called Covenant. I don't know what they're going to be called in this game. They're not in the demo yet. But when you win a run, you're going to be able to unlock, like, basically it's a negative modifier. You unlock like one negative modifier and it makes the game slightly harder. And each time you win on a difficulty, you can unlock an additional stacking negative modifier. So this mission also is quite easy. This is the second mission. So we're gonna get pretty aggressive here. I'll keep my engineer back. He has got pretty good damage and he's got AOE, so bringing him for combat is not unreasonable. And this enemy is microbots, so basically it's their version of my microbots. Which means they die in one hit or pretty much anything. They have like 2 hit points or something? 1 hit point. They literally die in basically any attack. Switch this up. You can also press space at any time to time focus, which basically goes slow-mo. If you need to see slow-mo for microing or whatever. I tend not to use it, mostly because I think it like makes the game a little bit too easy. Alright, so where's the... Oh, there we go. I was gonna say where's the last building, but we apparently got it. Okay, so let's take a look at our route. I think normally the level... I think when the game is finished, it'll be random what enemy you get, I assume. But at the moment, I'm pretty sure it's set, and number 3 is like exploding enemies, which we're fine against because we've got Marines. Marines are going to be good against exploding enemies. So we can go coins, shop, hack. Hack is like an upgrade, but it's like a global effect. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. So we'll go coins, we'll go shop. So this is what the shop looks like. Basically, you've got a bunch of different upgrades you can get. These are hacks. So these are just global effects. So we got friendlies of rush get +5 movement speed. Units cost 5 crystals less. 15% chance to build 2 for 1. I've never seen that one before. That seems real good. I just realized my camera's in the way of some of the shop upgrades. Let me move that up here. Over here we got, these are all just upgrades for units. So these are rare ones, these are common. Factory builds twice as fast, that's a pretty good one. When unit has a rush, cooldown reduced by 20%, also pretty good. Chance to spawn bomb creeps, we talked about that one earlier, it's kind of whatever. Cheaper production, pretty good. Building construction cost -50 crystals. That one I think is not great. This one gives vampirism, which is basically life leech. That one I think is insane. We don't really have a unit that's great with vampirism, but I think it's so good I'm going to take it anyway and put it on the Marines. What else have we got? So we have 250 coins, so we can get 1 rare and 1 common upgrade, or we could just get mass robo production. So let me have a look at my deck quickly. So a micro costs 20, so it'll go down to 15, and a marine will go down to 40. The 15% chance to build 2 for 1 is also pretty interesting. I think I will get this. That seems really good. I haven't tried it before, but it seems quite good. Let's take a look at that. So we're going to get a hack. That's a global buff. This one is not good because we have no healing. This one I think is not great. Robo Zombos get 30% chance to spawn again when they die. I have no way of making Robo Zombos at the moment, so this is pretty bad. I think I'm going to go this one. 20% chance to dodge incoming attack when you're near tree or rock. It's fine. It's not great. Not super hyped about those hacks. Okay. Let's do fight number 3. I believe this will be exploding enemies. I think exploding enemies was guaranteed on fight number 3, but I'm not 100% on that. So we'll get our crystal mill. We'll start attacking this because it has crystals inside it. And we'll make a bunch of crystal harvesters. They're also cheaper now, which is pretty exciting. And then we're going to get... Let's have a look at our base quickly. So you start with ramps. Very much StarCraft-esque. So if you can figure out... Sometimes your starting plateau is like... only has like 1 entrance, which is really strong. That's not the case this time. I don't know for sure where the enemies will come from, but based on the fact we're starting near the top of the map, it's most likely they'll come from south. So that's where I'm going to start building my buildings. Let's get these crystals, get ourselves a marine barracks. When you build a building, you also get a copy of the unit that comes out of it, which for some of the more expensive units can be a really big deal. There's a unit called Bladebot, which obviously is my favorite, which is super OP, I think. It costs like 160, but it has 100 hit points. By comparison, like a Marine has 20. So it has like 5 times the hit points of a Marine. And it's a melee unit that has an AOE attack. And I've used them once, and I won incredibly easily. They seemed super strong. Alright, so we're going to keep farming these crystals. We do have the rush beacon. What I'm going to do with this rush beacon, because I don't know which direction I'm going in yet, I'm just going to put another one next to the first one for now. This also just gives us more tanking potential, because obviously the beacon has 100 hit points, so it'll just absorb damage if enemies come from the south. And we'll keep looking for more crystals to eat. I think this... here we go, there's enemies. And yes, it was the exploding guys. I can tell because I heard the noise it makes when it explodes. So these guys are... basically, they just run up to you in suicide and do some damage. But you can kill them before they explode. So they're not too difficult, I think. As long as you micro well, they're pretty easy to beat. So we'll get the micro barracks as usual. We'll get another rush beacon as well, and we'll start making units. Once I have a reasonable number of units, I'll consider pushing out. Pretty sure I got max on these, right? Yes, cool. You can build a second refinery to get more workers, but most of the time it's not necessary. Also, a refinery costs 500, so getting a second one is really expensive. I might build some more factories because we have a lot more money than we can spend right now. So I'll probably get another Robo Marine barracks. Oh yeah, there's also an enemy that starts spawning from now on, which is this one, the Decelerator, which slows you down. It slows down whatever it hits and does a little bit of damage. It can be quite difficult to get away from it, so it can be quite strong. Because often you want to like micro your guys back, and the Decelerator will stop you escaping. Alright, so we'll start moving out. We know the enemy is down here somewhere because that's where their units have come from. Continue pushing up beacons as well, so we can get rushed as close to the enemy base as possible. Another thing, like this is another reason why Robo Micro is good. On this mission, you can send in a single Robo Micro to absorb damage, like because they'll explode on a single guy, kind of like Banelings. Like if you, again, to use the StarCraft analogy, if you fight Banelings, you want to send like what people do is they split off a single unit at the Banelings, so the Banelings will explode on it and not get the AoE damage. You can do the same thing here with Robo Micros. Gonna grab this. This is like 100 crystals, I think. And then we'll make sure we're pushing up with these. So I will say, the first time I played this game, I did lose like 3 runs in a row. I've now played it a fair bit. I know exactly what I'm doing. So I feel like I at least the demo difficulty, I definitely feel like I can crush it. But when I first played it, it did take me a few runs to get the hang of it. I think one of my favorite upgrades is the one that gives a unit a chance to apply bounty when it... oh yeah, there's also a time limit. You have a time limit before you have to kill the enemy, or you lose the game. Yeah, my favorite upgrade is the one that says when you have a chance to give something bounty when you shoot it. Because there's so many combos with bounty for robos. Having free bounty is pretty great. So yeah, explodey guys, not a big deal for my build. because we're basically all ranged. If you have primarily melee, then the explodey guys can be a huge problem. Alright, so we're gonna go, obviously, card, because it's the only option. Robo Replicator. Wow, I don't think I've ever seen that guy. Yep, I've never seen this guy before. Let's see what this does. Summoned Rage. 2 times damage against targets of bounty. Skill, Replicate, dies, summons fresh version of itself. Target location. Interesting. So you can use the Replicate skill to make a copy, which will then have Rage. The other one's Bounty Bot's pretty good, actually. Bounty Bot's pretty good. Reaper is when it sees your friendly die. Another reason why microbots are great, because microbots are super expendable, and there's a few robos that have this Reaper ability, which makes them rank up when they see an ally die. This also gives money when you kill an enemy with bounty, so this combos pretty well with my deck. I think I should probably take the Bounty Bot, because it combos really nicely with what I already have. So I think I'm going to go Bounty Bot. Okay, so we got coins, not super excited about that. I'm going to go for starting crystals. Then we got hack versus card. I'm going to go for the hack. Robo Rush Beacons summon turrets when they appear. I tried this before, the turrets are pretty bad. So this is not as good as it sounds. Units with Rush deal 20% damage, that's pretty good. Yeah, let's go Fighting Rush. And then we're going to go, this is an extra drop pod for your engineer. I don't think I'm going to need another drop pod, so I'm going to go with coins. And then fight number 4. Okay, so I don't know for sure what we're fighting, but the ice tile set makes me think it might be the buggies. There's an enemy that there's like 2 enemies. One of them is very low damage, very high hit points. And the other one is very long range, very low hit points, incredibly high damage. I think it might be that one that we're fighting. It's a pretty strong enemy. One of the more difficult fights, I'd say, because you have to push past the tanky guys and reach the high DPS dudes. And I don't really have anything that tanks super well. I guess I have Bounty Bot now, which has a shield. So actually Bounty Bot will probably tank well enough for me. Man, there's so many crystals with crystals inside. I don't know for sure which way the enemy's going to come from. So for now, I guess we'll send some Bounty Bots out to... I'll send some Robo Marines out to explore. Probably need to send my engineer back to build more buildings now. I'm going to want a Robo Micro Barracks, and I'm going to want a Bounty Bot. Whatever it's called. It's literally just called Bounty Bot. It's kind of weird. Isn't the unit called Bounty Bot as well? Okay, so there's an enemy. It is the tanky guys. So these guys, they have 80 hit points, but only 0.25 DPS. But then there's another guy that goes behind them that has super high DPS and very few hit points. Let's see if I can find one. There we go. That's these beams. That's the thing that messes with you. That thing is super strong, the beam thing. Okay, so we're probably going to want to start making some Bounty Bots to tank. Also, we want Bounty Bots because when the micros die, the Bounty Bots rank up when they see them die. And the rank up gives them plus 10% damage. So you want to have a bunch of Bounty Bots ready to go when the first fight happens, so that when your micros die, you get rank ups. So I'm going to be building as many Bounty Bots as possible right now. I'm going to want to build up a reasonably large force for this one. Oh look, I actually got 2 Bounty Bots, the 15% thing triggered. It's pretty exciting. This one is a fight where staying in rush definitely is super strong. Because you wanna push up on the high DPS units. So it helps a lot if you can maintain rush. You can't build a building far away from a refinery, so you can't just push up and build a Robo Rush beacon next to the enemy base. That's why I'm slowly like crawling them forwards. I think it would be nice if there was a hotkey that was select all Robo Rush beacons. I think that would be a really good hotkey to have in the game. You can group them, but then like when you make the new one, you have to regroup the new one. And given that the rest of the game has like really nice, what's the word I'm looking for? Like it has really nice like usability. All right, so we're pushing past because I know there's going to be these ones over here, which are the ones you have to kill. All right, so now they're down. These guys aren't really dangerous. Once you kill the high DPS guys, these guys are whatever. Also, our build is pretty strong because we have ways to give bounty plus the guys who have double damage with bounty targets. I'm just being careful with pushing up because I want to make sure I have rush as I move up. The like beam buggies can really mess with you if you don't have rush. Alright, our army's pretty big. We can probably push their base now. As you can see, these guys have little chevrons underneath their hit points. That's their rank. Each rank gives plus 10% damage for a bounty bot. And something else? No. There's another unit that gets damage and then it has an extra bonus at max rank. But the bounty bots don't get any extra bonus. We've got to kill the jeeps. Jeeps are the dangerous enemies. And then these tank guys are not scary. Once the jeeps are gone, you put bounty on them and farm them super easily. I mean, they have a lot of hit points. It takes forever to kill them, but they don't do any damage, so it's not really dangerous. Alright, we're gonna start taking out the jeep factories because they're the scary ones. Let's find the other jeep factory. These are all CF2 factories. Where is the other jeep factory? I'm sure there were two of them. Maybe not. Alright, I guess there was only one jeep factory. Beam's a single target. They are, but they do a lot of damage. They do a ton of damage. Okay, let's look at the route. I'd like another card, but I don't want another unit. I just want one of the buildings that gives you a buff. So let's go through the card. So we got 20. Oh, there we go. 20% chance on hit, target gets bounty. This one is super good. We're going to put this on the bounty bots. Then we're going to go new card. I want one of the buildings that buffs. What we got? Sniper turret's okay. Blade bot is super OP. This guy's just nuts. And this is deals 1 damage per second to enemies with bounty. I tried this one. Didn't think it was great, to be honest. Sniper turret's pretty good. Maybe I'll just go blade bot. I didn't really get what I was looking for here, so I'm just going to take the blade bot because I think it's really good. So we're going to hack. Enemies with bounty take additional 15% damage. That's obviously pretty great. 20% chance to spawn Robo Zombie is pretty good. Again, combos with the Robo Micros. So many combos with Robo Micro, man. I think the... Oh no, blade bot has on kill, not Reaper. Okay, let's get stronger mark because we're basically bounty focused. Okay, so this fight is this one. There's 2 of them. One of them is pretty easy. I can't remember what it is because it's like not noteworthy in my opinion. The other one is flame enemies, who are super scary, and I've lost a run to them before. They have like this super tanky chimera thing that just is really scary. So we're gonna... Oh, I remember. Yeah. The other one is the one that isn't the flame guys is these like... There's like these pools on the map that spawn enemies when you get close to them. It's nowhere near as dangerous as the flame enemies. Alright, so we're in the bottom, we're in the like on the right hand side of the map, so we can fairly reasonably assume that all attacks will come from the left. Let's check if there is ramps over here. Looks like there are. Okay, so we don't know for sure where the enemies will come from. We're gonna get Robo Marine Barracks, and we're gonna start killing these things. Also, chat, you may have noticed the music. The music in this game, I think, is great, and is actually made by one of the developers. One of the developers is the composer for the game. I think the music in this game is super good. Alright, so we're gonna kill these things off. We're hoping it is not Flamer guys, because Flamer guys are scary. I'm actually gonna send one of these out to scout and try and find out if it's Flamer guys. Because if it's Flamer guys, I need to build a blade bot factory ASAP. Because that's one of the few units that can stand up to them. I don't think it's Flamer guys. I think this tile set is the other ones. It's the spawners. But I'm not 100% sure on that. I haven't found a spawner yet, which makes me think it might be the Flamers. Because normally you would have found one of the spawners by now, roaming around the map. Could put another... Well, this place looks pretty safe, actually. Alright, what is it? Oh, it is flame guys. Okay, we need to get a blade bot ASAP. And we need to start making these things to tank for us as well. There we go, blade bot factory. Oh, I got 2 of them? Lol. That must be the 15% kicking in. So it actually looks like the ways the enemies attack from, it would be pretty safe to go and get another refinery up here. Because it's the flame guys, I think the flame guys are kind of scary. I'm going to get a second refinery. I have a few blade bots now, so I feel reasonably safe. I don't know what happens if you kill this thing. I assume it just explodes. I'd like to find out. Alright, I need to get some Robo Micros to rank up my bounty bots as well. Kind of surprised I haven't been attacked yet. It does in fact just explode. Good to know. Get a micro factory as well. Oh, here we go. They're on the way now. Hope the blade bots can hold it off. I do have like 4 of them and they're pretty strong. Last time I used blade bots I had medics though as well, which is obviously a great combo. Alright, here we go. Let's see if we can fight this. Oh my god, they're so scary. My blade bots are getting absolutely wrecked. This is the true final boss in my opinion. These flame guys are absolutely insane. They have so many hit points. 300 hit points. Oh, and an enemy came from... Oh, they're coming from there as well? That's not good. I need to kill the little guys. The big guys are too dangerous. Oh, there goes my engineer. So yeah, losing the engineer, you see you get like a bunch of crystals, you get a bunch of units. Let's drop bounty grenades as well. Where is my engineer? I need to get him out of here. And you get a massive stun. Okay, so blade bots are not carrying as hard as I thought they would. We did manage to survive that first assault, but we had to use the engineer to do it. Refinery capacity reached. Really? I'm surprised I've already got so many up there. Okay, we're going to keep putting these buildings down to tank. The fire things are cool looking. Yes, agreed. They're also absolutely terrifying. Alright, so I'm going to send a Robo Micro out to try and figure out where the enemies were. Because I got attacked from this side as well, which was surprising to me. Alright, now we're starting to get things going. We've got a pretty significant force here. We get out of the fire. Get a couple more blade bots. Blade bot is definitely a lot worse without the a lot worse without the medic. The medic blade bot combo was super strong. These things here are also like giant crystal holders. I'll kill those off and get some more crystals. I just accidentally killed the stun thing and stunned my entire army. Yeah, without the medics, the blade bots are a lot less impressive. Because they have so many hit points, they combo incredibly well with medics. I think I want a lot more micros. In fact, I think I'm going to get myself another micro factory. I'd like to figure out where the enemy factories are and why they're coming from this direction as well.
Is under attack.
Stomach fire. I think these guys must leave fire when they die. The big map. Crossing this one with rush beacons is going to take a while. We've got a pretty sizable army now, I might push in. Yeah, you can just press space anytime to slow down time, if you need to. There doesn't seem to be any cost to it either, which I think is a little weird actually. I feel like there should be like a maximum amount you can do it per mission or something. Because otherwise you can just do like all the fights in slow-mo. It also slow-mos when you go to activate an ability. There's too much burning, man. Way too much burning. Wow, I just lost so much of my army there. These guys are just so strong. They also do like an AOE fire. Like their attack is AOE as well as like a line AOE. Wow, that was brutal. Alright, back up. Back up, boys. That was savage. We got destroyed. This is gonna be a tough one. I think we're gonna have to actually like micro our units. This, I think, is actually the hardest fight in the demo. This fight is. These guys are mad strong. I've got 2 refineries working at the moment as well. I might need to go for a 3rd one. I just can't produce enough units quickly enough. Can't believe how badly that last fight messed me up. You can see how many of your units die, because when a Robo dies, it drops one of these Robo cores. So yeah, this fight just absolutely murdered me. To like actually control group our units and micro them, because we can't, there's too much AoE, we can't afford to have all of our units stacked up. So much fire. Most of my guys have not many hit points, so the fire is really savage. Should have taken that medic earlier. That's the moral of this story. Where's the other one? There it is.
Our base is under attack.
Yeah, these guys do so much damage. 4 DPS and they have like a line attack. Healing orbs.
Under attack.
Exciting. Yep. Took out one of my buildings. It's gonna slow down our progress, our march forwards. This really isn't looking great. We need to start actually like working on their base, reduce their capacity to build. We can get rid of this. That's a dragon bug. Yeah, that's the scary one, the dragon bug. Okay, so getting rid of that nest is actually a pretty huge deal. Actually, so there's surprisingly few enemies at their base. Normally there's like a pretty large force that stays at their base. Maybe I pushed close enough to actually fight it already. Flame turrets as well. Come on, man. Be reasonable. So many flame turrets. Oh my god, I'm getting destroyed. Retreat! Such a difficult fight. I need more blade bots, I think. They're the only ones that actually have the hit points to survive the fire. We did kill a dragon bug nest though, that's a pretty big deal. Interesting route that my micros took. Yeah, we just need a lot more blade bots.
Our base is under attack.
I have more money than I do. I got all my guys working. Just getting slapped around by the fire dudes. See if we can make some more progress. If we can take out like one more of the spawners, that would be a pretty big deal. These narrow corridors as well are such a beating because they're putting down the fire. And then I'm having to run through it and all of my guys are getting set on fire. Alright, we got rid of some of the turrets. I'm actually going to destroy some crystal silos for like the first time in my life. Okay. I think we're okay now. I think we might have won. I think there's only like a couple of factories left. In fact, that was the last factory. Alright, finally got there. That was a tough one. That was really tough. I think that one is actually harder than the last mission, which is the one we're about to do. So let's look at our route. We're getting new cards. Let's do that first. We have to do that. Robo MG bot. I've never seen that one before either. Oh no, yes I have. This guy's okay. Marine Blast Tower. This one's pretty great. Robo Bomb Battery. Skill Robo Bomb Strike. Missile strike does 20 damage to enemies in radius. Spawns 5 Robo Bombs. Never seen that one before either. What should I go for? I think the Robo MG bot doesn't make sense because we already have the Blade bot that's like a super expensive unit to build. So I think we go for one of these. And since I've already done Marine Blast Tower a few times, I'm going to do Robo Bomb Factory. So we can do starting crystals, or we could do, I think I'm going to do coins shop. The shop gives us the most options. Friendlies of rush, get more movement speed. Radius of skills and attacks. When a unit has rush, attack cooldown reduced. That one's really good. Boosts damage by 33%. Wow. Okay, that seems really good. Kill, generate 15 crystals. So every time it kills, it gets 15 crystals. That's also really good. Let's definitely do damage. And let's put it on... Who has the highest DPS? Probably the Blade bot by like a lot. Put it on the Blade bot. And then maybe also put Bounty Hunter on Blade bot. Seems reasonable. And then I can make something cheaper to produce, but these things are all not that expensive anyway. Yeah, this is probably the play. Let's get cheaper bounty bots, I guess. Okay, now we do final fight. So the final fight is like a boss fight. It has some special enemies. It has a tank that is super tanky and has good DPS, but mostly the most important thing is it has this gigantic mech. It has this like Mech Walker, and the Mech Walker is scary. The Mech Walker is scary for a number of reasons. The main one being that it has a huge AOE nuke ability. Well, it's not that huge, but it has this AOE nuke ability that I think it just insta-kills anything it hits. I haven't seen anything survive it yet. So it's possible that like a Blade bot has 100 hit points, possible a Blade bot would survive it. But so far I've not seen any unit survive it. I might actually try and put a Blade bot into it to see if it just insta-gives, or if Blade bot can survive. But yeah, it also has really good stats. Like it has like 500 hit points and a bunch of damage. But the main reason it's scary is because it does this giant AoE bomb that just kills anything it hits. So you start with vision on these things that you need to go and take out. These are like fortresses with... This thing buffs nearby turrets. So there's like fortresses with a bunch of turrets nearby. But the objective is actually still the same as before, which is kill all of the spawners. That's how you win, by killing all of the production buildings of the enemy. Wow, these are some giant crystal blocks. Hogchamp. Alright, so we gotta sell the Blade bot. We gotta sell some rush beacons. I'm gonna try and get bounty bots up next so they can start getting their Reaper ranks when things die. And then finally we'll get the micro barracks. Now we're gonna build units for a while. Mostly micros for the bounty bots to see rank up when they die. I might get a second foundry on this because it's the final mission. Send the engineer out to look for more crystals. But yeah, we're gonna build up a little bit of an army, and then we're gonna build the bomb towers so we can test those out. And again, we're gonna just put these next to each other so we have more things to tank. We don't want to start pushing out right away.
Our base is under attack.
Here we go, run attack. So we've got the accelerators, we've got these basic CF3 guys. These are not scary enemies yet. There are scary enemies on this map, but the first attack, they're just giving you some basic enemies. I think I might get another refinery, probably over here. Just gonna make sure it's reasonably safe first. It doesn't look super safe. I kind of need there to not be a route. Well, actually, I'll tell you what I can do. I can just click here, see which way my guy goes. Yeah, so there is a route from the enemy base to here. So it's probably not a good idea to put a crystal mill there, because the enemies will start attacking it and it'll be more difficult to defend. Alright, we've got a bit of an army now. So I think we are in a position to build the bomb tower. These can go anywhere, I'm pretty sure they have infinite range. So we'll start building these. We get a maximum of 3 of them, so we're going to try and build all 3. These start with 10 mana, on the even less. So they need all 15 of their mana to use the ability. It does 20 damage and spawns Robo Bombs. Doesn't sound that great. A lot of the enemies have a lot of hit points. But we'll see. We'll see how good it is. Like the mechs have 500. The one I passed on, the Marine Tower, that one has stun when it drops in the Marines, which is really good, because obviously stun is just good versus anything.
15 minutes.
Yeah. We need to get another one of these as well. Oh, this thing is... there's one of the tanks I was talking about. This thing here, as long as you have a unit near it, it gives you like 10 crystals every so often. There's the mech. Okay, so here is the mech AOE. That's what it looks like. And I'm pretty sure anything inside it dies. I will test putting a blade bot in one of them when I'm more comfortable that I'm winning. I do want to find out if it does just do infinite damage. I should be making bank when the blade bots kill things. I'm supposed to get like 15 crystals when a blade bot kills something. Oh, this is a lot of enemies. Time to run. This is way too much stuff. So we'll use these things to tank. need to run away. I'm actually gonna... I couldn't get the blade bot in there in time to have it die. Alright, this is too much stuff. Let's get out of here. Oh, they scary set of enemies. We do now have the ability to Robo Bomb strike. Well, we've got the mana to do that. We can do it 3 times, it looks like. We're gonna need a new one of these because one of the Robo Rush beacons. Because the one that you can only use the ability once on each Robo Rush beacon, and our forward Robo Rush beacons are dead now. Oh, there's way too much stuff. I should not be attacking that. Might need to get another foundry or crystal mill, whatever they're called. This is a lot of stuff. There's 2 mechs here as well. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to get another crystal mill. I think these guys have 20 hit points, so if I drop one of these on them... Oh, this is pretty big AoE. I'll just kill those guys instantly. Which is kind of cool. So the tanks have 200 and the mechs have 500. So doing 20 to them is kind of whatever. We're going to get a beacon up here as well, because it speeds up the workers.
Base is under attack.
Oh, looks like they're coming for me. Yeah, those bomb towers seem okay. I don't think they're as good as the Robo... I don't think they're as good as the Marine one. The Marine one stuns, which is super good. Let's leave a blade bot in the AoE to see if it does die. No, it doesn't. So it does 85 damage. We now know. Because our blade bot is left with 15 hit points. Oh, we just accidentally hit the environmental effects that stuns. That's not great. I really didn't want to stun my own units. Back out. I don't want to fight the fortress yet. And I need to get another one of these. Oh wow. Crystal Mill is miles away. Spreading my rush up to here is going to be difficult. Yeah, I really don't want to fight a fortress yet. Need way more blade bots. Only 10 minutes left. This is not looking good. I really don't want to fight this fortress yet. Try and kill these and get some more crystals. Seems like the production buildings are probably down this way. Which means theoretically I can probably ignore this fortress. Since you just need to kill the production buildings to win. Okay. Let's try and kill this fortress over here. Oh, we need to kill this thing first. That thing like heals and buffs the towers. Oh. Oh my god. Goodbye, friends. Okay, we need to get out. Not going great. This is a tough one. I think my my unit combos are not amazing in this run. They're like fine minus. I mostly just have bounty stuff, which is not that exciting. Let's do this again. I need to start taking out some of their production buildings. We took out most of the fortress over there. We didn't take out the actual fortress, but we took out everything else. We're really low on time. We just do not have a very impressive army still. Where's my engineer? I need some more production buildings. Yeah, here we go. Here's the engineer. So many enemies. We need to push in and take out one of their production buildings, because at the moment I'm not really making much headway. The Robo Micro is actually like weirdly my highest DPS because they get the double damage against bounty. So they're actually super important to the mission. Okay, let's push. We've only got like 5 minutes left. We need to get rid of this stupid fortress. Kill the fortress! Alright, thank you. There's a mech. Let's kill the mech. He's trying to bomb me here. And we're slowed as well, so we get wrecked. He kills that. So many turrets over here as well, jeez. Alright, we actually need to back out again. We're not going to be able to push into that many turrets. Where's my engineer? Let's get another blade bot factory. Okay. I think our next push needs to win basically. But we do have a we have a strong army now, and we can get more rush. I think I have the hack that gives bonus damage with rush, right? So it's even more damage by having rush. really important to have rush, basically. The moral of the story. Yeah, having rush makes it way easier to dodge the mech as well. Alright, we still have these as well. Remember those. Three minutes. Let's start working on these production buildings. There's the mech factory. Let's get rid of the mech factory. I think maybe we already did. I don't see it anywhere. Okay, I think we're gonna do it. It was close, but I think we got it. 2 minutes should be enough time to finish off all the factories. Wow, my guys just started running through the fortress. That's not great. Not ideal pathfinding. Hey, there we go. That was a close one. But there it is. That is the end of a run. That is basically the demo. You get to do one run with just robos as the demo. Like I say, in the full build, there's going to be 4 factions, they said. I don't know if it'll be you pick a faction or if, like, you'll just be offered cards from all the different factions and you want to try and combo them. And there's also going to be, like I said, like Ascension difficulty levels. So each time you win, you'll unlock a new difficulty level. Up to probably like 20 or so. Alright. I would highly recommend that you check out this game. I think it's very good. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed some Rogue Command, and I'll see you next time.